This smart frame technology is a feature we call the VCT, Vertical Contouring Toolbar. And it's truly the heart of the Momentum planter. As you notice, there are apparently two toolbars here. The primary, which is we consider the chassis. Keep in mind, that does not move up or down hydraulically. Like a conventional planter would try and lift that toolbar, not necessarily a Momentum. Momentum uses the VCT technology, which involves these cylinders, these two frame pivot points. These are called flipper towers. The flipper tower is activated by these cylinders. There are two towers on each section. A 40-foot machine is this one will have 3 sections. A 60-foot machine will have 5 sections. The way this system works, parallel linkage, a row unit, performs at its peak if these are parallel to the ground. So this set of parallel arms have got 15.5 inches of travel, limited by the stroke on the delta force cylinder. So that is 15 inches, 7.5 up, and 7.5 inches down. Operating in the center is where we want to be. Governing that, on each section, there are 3 of these potentiometers. They are monitoring where these parallel links are in their range of travel. There are 3 on a section. If they start getting too far out of center, the system is informed by these 3 sensors that, hey, I'm at this position, I'm at this position, I'm at this position. The system will take the high and the low, disregard the one in the center, and adjust this toolbar height by the means of these cylinders on the flipper towers. We'll adjust that toolbar height accordingly to get these row units back in the center of their row unit travel. The range of motion on this row unit, conventional toolbar, looking at 5.5 inches of vertical movement up, 5.5 inches of vertical movement down. With the VCT, that now becomes 65 inches of row unit travel. So contours, terraces, things like that, they won't define the direction that they're going to be planted any longer. With Momentum, the operator can define which is the most efficient way to plant that field, knowing that with the vertical contouring toolbar, the row units will remain engaged with the soil, planting at the correct depth. Vertical contouring toolbar also gives us ample room to put any row unit mounted tillage or row cleaning attachment that we want to on this planter. It gives us the luxury of having multiple selections of row spacing, 15, 20, 22, 30, with the same toolbar. The row unit of Momentum is equipped with precision components. Standard equipment are delta force, V-set 2 meters, V-drive, electric drive. This is what gives you that 99+% accuracy in the seeding and singulation. Seed tube options, speed tube or wave vision. There's some options on this row unit. This is the row unit fertilizer kit, which has got the V-Apply HD fertilizer coming from our 1,000-gallon fertilizer tank and pump system to the row unit. Plug and play. Every row unit on Momentum is SRM controlled, single row module. That controls all these components. V-set, V-drive for singulation and swath, turn rate compensation. Each row unit has an extension hub, CAN bus extension hub, which enables these other components to be added and simply plugged and played. So looking at this row unit, as options we have present the Yetter shark tooth row cleaners. This is the floating version, which would then allow the addition of Precision's clean sweep, pneumatic control as an aftermarket option. This unit has the 3-inch gauge wheel. There's also a 4.5-inch gauge wheel, and there are available 4.5 and 3-inch spoked gauge wheels as well as field installed. Now it gets a little confusing here sometimes, but there are features on the momentum row unit that can be deducted when ordering from the factory, enabling a customer dealer then to add other components from Precision. For example, their conceal nutrient application system. The nice thing about this is that a customer is not having to purchase this gauge wheel, take that gauge wheel off to add something else that he would prefer. So from the factory, these things can be deducted or not ordered. While we're looking at this row unit, one of the nicest features about the momentum row unit, the 3.05 millimeter blades, they're 15.8 inches in diameter, dual roller bearings, inside scrapers. It's a cast shank. The wheel scrapers that you see here are an option. This is the weigh pin location. At this point, there's a weigh pin in here that is measuring the pressure that is being exerted on the row unit as we plant. The operator can select the weight of this gauge wheel on his soil. It's called a margin. The delta force downforce system will push this row unit down until the depth that we selected for our seeding is attained. At that point, these gauge wheel arms impact this weigh pin. This weigh pin is a strain gauge very similar to the smart spindles in the wheels. It's measuring how much pressure is being put on here, and that starts when we reach our set planting depth. Once that depth is attained, what we decided that we wanted for margin for packing weight, that 50 pounds, if that was the number, is exerted onto the row unit. That happens 5 times a second. That system will adjust, ensuring that every inch of that field is planted as the field is requiring, not what we had randomly selected as a downforce weight. Unique to the Momentum AGCO row unit is the seeding depth adjustment gauge. In 1/4 inch increments from 0 to 4.5 inches. What's unique about this is that as the planter covers acres and the opener blades wear, that diameter is being consumed, the blades get smaller. We're not planting at the same depth that we were when the blades were new. With the momentum row unit, it's very easy to recalibrate this by slipping a 2x4, 1.5 inch diameter or 1.5 inch thick board under each gauge wheel, setting your depth to 1.5 inches that we've done here, and then adjusting this nut until the opener blades touch the cement. We are now recalibrated to an accuracy of 1.5 inches. Wherever we change this depth, then we're going to be at the depth indicated by the markings on the casting. We're the only row unit on the market that can do this without having to be disassembled or new parts added. The Momentum closing wheel, all cast, available with the angled rubber. There's also a cast option available through 4 different downforce settings. The entire gauge wheel assembly can be ordered with less the closing wheels themselves if an aftermarket combination is what the customer would prefer.